Hi, Valerie. Thank you for joining us this
Hi.
afternoon. Just wanted to take a few minutes and hear a little bit about your story, about the struggles that you've had with depression.
I was diagnosed with depression when I was 18, going into college as a freshman, and went on to college and loved it and started to do better. And a few months into my first semester of college, I was in a very near fatal head-on collision and was in a coma on life support, resuscitated, and life's never been the same since. I woke up 5 days later not really knowing what was going on, and I had severe head trauma and was told I would never go back to college, never get an advanced degree. Really struggled with my self-confidence and self-esteem, and depression. Just had days that I just didn't want to get out of bed. Went on to finish my bachelor's degree in social work, and then it seems like every time a doctor told me I couldn't do something, I just wanted to prove them wrong, and so I got my master's in education and just really struggled with depression, just loss of self and just self-confidence, and got married after college, and it was an abusive relationship, and there was verbal and mental and physical abuse, and I became pregnant. I was told I'd never have kids, and so it was a miracle when I did become pregnant that I was terrified. I didn't know how I'd bring a child into the world in such a chaotic environment. Had a high-risk pregnancy and struggled with weight gain, and then of course being in an abusive marriage didn't help. I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl and gained about 80 pounds in the process, and was just daily, I guess the darts were just thrown daily from my ex-husband. Nothing I did was good enough. I wasn't a good mom, I didn't do anything right, so I really struggled with depression, and kind of worked through some of that and was able to get out of that situation. And I had a home fire in the process. My ex-husband set my home on fire and lost everything, and I became basically homeless and had to come back home and live with mom and dad and raise a 1-year-old, and it was just really hard to pick up the pieces and to move on with life. And step by step I was able to kind of rebuild things. I started working in hospice care, which I had done before, and I loved it, and met my husband now, who's wonderful, wonderful father, wonderful husband, and he's helped raise my daughter and just adopted her, but I still struggled just with so much from the past, just the depression. I just couldn't get past it. Just had some hard days where it was hard to get out of bed. It was just hard to focus at work, and then I was dealing with death and dying every day, and so it was just hard to I guess you get kind of involved with those families that are going through similar struggles, and was working 60 hours a week and driving 2 hours here, 2 hours there, and just by the time I got home, I had nothing left to give for my family. I just would shut down. I didn't have the energy to do anything. So on antidepressants, and nothing seemed to be working. I had been to psychiatrists, and it's kind of embarrassing when it's easy to go to the doctor when you have a headache or heart trouble, but when your brain's just not functioning like it should be, it's kind of embarrassing to say I struggle with depression and I don't know what else to do. I feel hopeless, and there's no reason to feel hopeless because all these good things have happened in life. And but then I guess I was still haunted by the past and just didn't know how to get past it. And so started TMS therapy. And
How did you find TMS?
I just did a Google search. I think I had driven by one time in Sugarland and saw something, and I just did a search on Google. And I mean, I had tried everything else, and I was like, what? I mean, I can't keep going at this pace. So kind of where TMS came into play.
And how did it have an impact?
At first, I was like, I just don't understand how this can, just the tapping on my head, it felt kind of weird.
Painful?
It wasn't so much painful. It was just, I guess, an awkward feeling that I just wasn't used to. And so I started coming, I think, 5 days a week. And I kind of, at the beginning, I was kind of skeptical. Kind of was like,
Sure.
you know, and it was expensive, and but I mean, I knew I had to do something because I couldn't keep going at the pace I was going at. I just wasn't enjoying life like I should be. And so I guess maybe after the first 2 weeks, I started noticing a difference. I started sleeping better. I was having trouble sleeping at night. Just had more energy to exercise, and then finally, I guess, found the courage to step out of my stressful job, and was able to, I went and got my real estate license, and started teaching preschool, and just was able to make some choices that I just had this fog and this block that, you know, where before I couldn't get past that. So I think it just, I don't know, it made a difference. I was happier, and had more energy and slept better.
Are you taking anything now as far as medication for your mood?
I am. I take an antidepressant,
Stay on that.
which I hope to get off of.
Okay. Is there any depression left at this point?
Not like it was. Like,
Okay.
just, there's some days where I think, I guess, when you have a memory of the past where maybe it'll kind of creep up on me, but then I realize just how blessed I am and just how far I've come, and just I'm able to, I guess, see past it and find ways to, I guess, get happy and change that mood instead of sinking down in depression and just staying in bed all day.
Any regrets about doing TMS?
No.
No. You mentioned about the expense. You know, as you look back, was it worth paying the money?
Yes. So,
What about your husband? What has he said? What has he noticed?
I'm happier. He feels like he has his wife back. We knew each other in college before we got married, so he kind of knew that person and is able to compare today to the person I am. So,
Do you see yourself different as a mom, the way that you're feeling now?
I think I'm a little more patient at times. I'm not as aggravated. I mean, I still have my moments where I am, but
As we all do.
I'm not as frustrated as I used to get, just angry.
Are you enjoying life now?
Yes.
It's awesome. That's awesome.
I mean, if you haven't found, you know, if depression is, you know, ruling your life, I mean, I would suggest TMS as a treatment to help.